Really have nothing to talk about today, but I'm gonna post this anyway. I almost broke my fucking debit card, and this one's important. This is my favorite debit card. It looks crazy. I fucking did break it. Fuck me. All right, guys, I gotta chill because like it's a debit card. You better be using that debit when you swipe it. Yeah, I don't want to see you pull out a credit or whatever the hell the weekend said. Someone said in my comments to share my screen, and I like gotta learn how to like do that. That means I actually have to edit the videos and like produce good quality content for you guys, because no one's gonna want to watch shit. No one wants to watch shit content. What's your guys' favorite bank? Because mine is most definitely Capital One, and then from Capital One, when I become rich and famous, it's gonna be Amex. I love using a credit card. My Discover card tells me to stop. That was my first credit card. Capital One, me and them have a great relationship. I got my car loan from them. Actually, that's a story time for you guys, since I feel like I can talk about it now. I was gonna sue Capital One because I traded in my car, right? And I traded in my car with CarMax. And I was skeptical because, like, you know how, like, I'm not gonna lie, like, it's CarMax. Like, yeah, they're a big brand, but it's not like Honda, Toyota. It's not like, it's giving secondhand. Like, you know, granted, my car was like a pre-owned vehicle and whatnot. Like, that's not the point. So I traded in my car with CarMax because they gave me the highest value online. And online, they said that they can't change the number that like they gave you online. So they gave me 14,000 for my car, and my loan was 16,000 for a fucking 2018 Honda Civic. It had like 50,000 miles on it. I missed that car. You guys remember my car? She was a great car. But I traded it in on July 5th, right? And I was just like, I wonder when the loan's gonna come off. But my mom said like 15 to 30 days. So like fast forward to last Wednesday, I was just like, that's when my car payment was due, and they're calling me talking about, you have to pay your car. And I'm just like, I don't have the car. You guys gave me a bill of sale and whatnot. So I called CarMax, and I was just like, hey, like, I have a question. Like, did you guys like ever like pay off my car? Because Capital One's saying I owe them money. And they're like, yeah, Capital One told us that they received the money. And I was like, huh? They're like, yeah, on the 15th, Capital One told us that they received the money. And I was just like, okay, so let me go call Capital One. So I call Capital One, right? And the first lady, the first like sales rep, customer service person that answered the phone needs to get fired, because I explained my situation, and I was just like, I sold my car and you guys are asking for money. I said, I know it's not your fault, but like, can I know what's wrong? Like, where's the payoff? Like, why is my car not paid off if you guys received the money? And then she's just like, if you can't make your payment right now, are you expected to make it in 30 to 60 days? Ma'am, I do not have the car. Can you please tell me what happened to the payoff that we sent you? The $17,000 that we fucking sent you from CarMax. Where is it? Yeah, you're gonna have to make that payment. Okay, ma'am. Thank you for your help. I hung up and I called CarMax, and they were like, yeah, no, like, there's nothing that we can do. So I call fucking, well, when I called CarMax, and they were like, there's nothing that we can do. I was just like, can I have the date that they sent you the letter that they received the money? And they said that they received the money on the 15th. I sold my car on the 5th. They received the money on the 5th. They sent the check out on the 8th, because I got that information too. And then the Capital One received it on the 15th. Why is Capital One telling me I owe them money? So I called back Capital One, and they were like, there's nothing that we can do on this end. Yeah, that's pretty much how the conversations were going. Like, every person that I was on the phone with just like was just like, no, there's nothing we can do. And I was just like, got to the point where I was like, can I speak to a supervisor? Because I was just like, this is ridiculous. And the supervisor on the phone, I was literally arguing with her, because like every time I would open my mouth to explain my situation, she would talk over me and be like, ma'am, can you stop talking over me? I'm like, ma'am, I'm literally telling you what happened. Why are you telling me to stop? If the customer is always right in the corporate world, why the fuck are you talking over me and telling me to stop fucking talking when I'm telling you what the fuck happened? So I got fed up, and I was just like, all right, if you guys lost the money, because apparently, that lady on the phone that told me to stop talking, she's just like, I don't see anything. We never got that. And I was just like, what the fuck? And I was just like, all right, if you guys never got it, I'm calling a lawyer, because I'm not going to be liable for $17,000 that you guys lost. Okay? So I took a breather, because I'm not going to lie, I was cursing her out because she was pissing me off. You're not going to tell me to stop talking over you when you're not even letting me explain my fucking story, and you're just saying a whole bunch of like corporate bullshit just to get off the phone call, you know? And I was just like, okay, bet. The next day happens. I probably threatened to sue them on the phone. I'm not going to lie. I probably did say that, and just the president calls me. The president of Capital One calls me. Like, you know, the little president team or whatever the fuck they got going on over there. And they were like, hey, so we seen that you filed a complaint. I didn't file a complaint. I cursed out your fucking person and threatened to, like, you know, get this settled out with a lawyer, because I'm not gonna, I don't know about y'all, but I'm not paying for a car that I don't have, okay? So, and apparently this happens all the time, because the lawyer I spoke to, like, had experience with that, like, specific shit. And I was just like, y'all are crazy. Because, like, in my head, I was, like, thinking, I was just like, sorry, CarMax, but it was also the location in Jersey. And I was just like, someone stole the check, because they mailed the check to Capital One. I was like, someone stole the check. Like, someone, like, a mailman probably saw that shit and probably, like, took it out. I'm sorry, but that's what I thought. And then, the president calls, and she was just like, I saw that you filed a complaint. And I was just like, yeah, ma'am, like, I sold my car on the 5th, and your company is asking for the loan, and that I don't have, like, me to pay back the loan, then I don't even have the car, and I'm not doing that respectfully. And she was just like, okay, can you call CarMax? Why the fuck am I calling CarMax? Can y'all do your jobs? But I guess I'll do it for y'all to get some urgency going. And she's like, call CarMax and get the check number, get the amount, and try getting a picture of it faxed over to us. A copy of the check faxed over to us so we know what it looks like. In my head, I'm like, CarMax isn't going to do that. CarMax isn't going to give me a photocopy or a fax of a fucking check through the phone. But hey, ma'am, I guess I'll try. I'll try for you guys. And, like, I was already annoyed, because, like, why am I doing that? Why am I doing that? Why am I calling CarMax on you guys' behalf for you guys to do your job? I didn't write the check. CarMax did. And CarMax sent it to you. You find the check, not me. Why do I have to? I'm in Hawaii. Why the fuck do I have to do that? You guys, I don't know where you guys are stationed, but that shit happened in New York and Jersey. Why the fuck do I have to deal with this 5,000 miles away? Anyway, I call CarMax, and they're like, you're gonna have to call the business, like, center. They transfer me over to the business center. You're gonna have to call the dealership that you sold your car to. I recall them. They literally are just sending me in a fucking loop of, like, transferring me back and forth. And I was just like, so I got to the location in Jersey, like, again, and I was just like, if you guys transfer my call, I'm gonna be pissed. I need to speak to, like, a fucking manager or something, because I'm not playing phone tag with you guys. And I told them my situation, and long and behold, they gave me what I wanted, the check number and how much it was for. They told me they couldn't fax that, and, like, the picture of the check, which is fine, because, like, that is a little crazy. But yeah, my ankles just be so bad. We did that, and I recalled Capital One, because, you know, I gotta, like, do this for them. And I told them the amount and everything, and why they told me it was, like, sitting in, like, an unclaimed check area. You're telling me that you guys put me through all that stress when you guys didn't want to do your due diligence? Like, I was out here stressed out about having because, like, that's my credit. That's literally, I'm gonna have a missed payment on my car because of my credit. Because, like, you guys know what I'm saying. I'm gonna have a missed payment on my credit history because I didn't pay my car on the 23rd, because I don't have the car. You guys are supposed to pay it off you guys received the payoff on the 15th. So now I have to do an extra step and dispute that shit. You guys know how annoying that is? Do you guys actually know how annoying that is when it's not even my fault? So I'm gonna call Equifax or whatever the fuck tomorrow and figure that out. I also have to call Equifax or my credit card again tomorrow because they charged me twice on something, and I'm like, it was Starbucks, but it's okay. What comes around goes around. So like, ooh, my stomach's been bothering me. I want to lose weight. I want to get skinny. I want to be a size. I don't even know how much I weigh right now. I refuse to step on the scale. But we need to build healthy habits. We need to lock in, guys. I need to focus on my homework because I can't focus on my homework for shit. Let's do that right now since it's right behind me. Today is the 30th. Tomorrow is the 31st. My friend comes back from New York on the 10th in 12 days, and it's driving me crazy. There's a car meet in Hawaii on the 2nd, but I realized that it's only if you want like rollers done of your car and shit, and I don't have any of that, so I have nothing to roll on. So I'm planning on taking my motorcycle course in September because I need to get the permit for that and whatnot. And then in October, I'm looking at like the calendar right now, and I'm just like, oh, like it's gonna be all fall and everything. No, it's not. I'm not gonna see fall this year, and it's okay. I never experienced that in my life before. When I went to California last year, I was like, it's only winter if you're broke. And I was just like, and everyone, my sister was like, why would you say that? That's so mean. I'm like, it's only winter if you're broke. But like Westchester County in New York, it's like one of the most expensive counties in New York, and it's just like, you're not like, trust, you're experiencing winter and you're not broke over there either. So I stand corrected. I guess it's only about preference and like what you guys like. I be posting these long ass videos. Do you guys be watching them? Because like I want to be entertaining. I want to be fun. The thing is, people be like, you don't want to be rich and famous. You just want to be like paid like you're famous. And like the thing is, I kind of want to be famous. I want to be like Kim Kardashian. People hate when I talk about Kim Kardashian, but I literally grew up on that shit. So I'm a set of, originally it was my older sister, me, and my younger sister. So we got Courtney, I'm Kim, and then we got Chloe, right? So like that was just like me and my sister. So I grew up watching that, and like my mom was Chris. My mom be acting like Chris, but let me talk about it because you guys know me and my ex are no longer together, right? She be still like talking about him. I'm like, girl, we broke up. She'd be like, did you guys talk? She's like, did you talk to Jeffrey? I'm like, no, I didn't. No, sorry for dropping your name, but it's not like you have a social media preference, so it's just like, you'd be fine if you watch this. I don't know if he watches it, because I know the last time we spoke, he said that he watches my stuff, but I don't know if he still does. If you're watching this, hey, at least leave a fucking like, you fucking watcher. That's fucking weird. Yeah. I get money. So what was I saying? Oh yeah, my mom be acting like Chris, because I only say that because of how she, like, Scott Disick be acting with like how she be acting with Scott. There you go. If you guys watch the Kardashians, you guys know what I'm talking about. But yeah, I always looked up to the Kardashians because like honestly, now that like if I don't lock in, it's never gonna happen. But with my goals, I want to open up a store in California. Who else had a store in California? The Kardashians. Dash Doll. That's literally, well, Dash. Like, I literally just want to be, think of it lifestyle-wise, not person-wise. So when I be like, oh, I want to be like the Kardashians, some people might be like, they think about, like, the fact that they're not, like, woke on social media, or the fact that, like, Kim Kardashian had that, like, video come out, like, almost, 30 years ago? Like, can we drop that? Can we drop that knowing that, like, a lot of girls on social media just sell their shit nowadays? So, like, that's a little bit crazy to still hold her up to that when literally, like, it's a normal now. What you call it? separate the people and just think about the lifestyle. And I granted, I'd be entertained by the Kardashians, so like that has nothing to do with me. But when I'm talking about it, just think about lifestyle. When I want to be like, oh, when I say I want to be like the Kardashians, think about lifestyle. Like, obviously, like, I'll be different from the Kardashians because I'm not the Kardashians. But like, I want the house in Beverly Hills. I want the cars I want. Maybe not the cars that they have, but I want my own set of cars. I want freedom. Yeah. And with money comes freedom. Granted, if I'm famous, maybe I won't have that much freedom because everyone knows me. But I got my freedom. I got my freedom. I got my freedom. I got my freedom. So this YouTuber I used to watch, she's not a big YouTuber. Her name is Angie V. She joined the military, and that's why I got into her, because I also too joined the Navy, but I failed. I just got deja vu. I hate when I get deja vu because it's so strange, and I always have to call it out because it's just like I get scared that it's gonna happen, because sometimes it be happening. I'm like, because my deja vu is weird. When I get deja vu, it's because I dreamed it and it's about to happen. I'm like, yeah. But yeah, I gotta do my homework. How do you focus? How to focus. Let's Google that. How to focus. Sorry for not sharing my screen, y'all. Prioritize sleep. Minimize distractions. Practice mindfulness. Incorporate regular breaks. I got too many of those. Engaging in activities like exercise. I need to do that. Brain training games. Even like listening to music can improve concentration. And then I start singing songs, and that's not what we do. Consider using time management techniques like Pomodoro. What do like the Japanese and Chinese do? Because they got it on lockdown. Utilize a combination of cultural values, education approaches, and even traditional practices. To foster focus and concentration, these include strong emphasis. I'm putting all this work on studying how to focus instead of just studying. I get money. I paid all my credit cards, put money in my savings. And when I mean my savings, I mean like a brokerage account, not just a regular fucking savings account with Chase, because you get no money from that. Honey. I wanna fuck you on the sink and then give you something. Did he say give you something to drink or give you something to think? Because I always say, then give you something to drink. But I guess I'm gonna go because, like, I don't want my YouTube videos to be dragging out, because, like, do you guys listen? Do you guys really sit here for 20 minutes, 30 minutes, 40 minutes and sit here and listen to me yap? If you guys do, that's awesome. But thank you. I'm gonna go.